Well, hello and welcome to the Late Lunch Leftovers podcast. This is where we give you some exclusive content following our Village Hall episode down in Port St Mary. So much happens here, and as we talked about at the start of the programme on Late Lunch this Friday, Christy, this is a place that is steeped in history.
It absolutely is, and we're going to be speaking to someone who's representing the Russian Heritage Trust in just a moment. But before we do, we mentioned the amount of different things that happen in this hall, and we're also joined by Pam Crow, who I believe you were elected in this hall.
I was indeed up on that stage. Yes, Pamela Crow, MHK for Russian. Couldn't believe it. Amazing. I had a wonderful 13 years, actually. I loved every minute of it. I loved the work. I really enjoyed the work. Yeah, yes.
Fantastic. See, everything happens here, Beth.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, everything happens here. You'd be surprised.
And now, Pam, you are a key member of the Russian Heritage Trust. And Stefan, if you just introduce yourself and your role within that organisation.
Yeah, my name is Stefan Overgaard, and I'm one of the board members and also one of the project managers of one of the teams, which we are actually doing a book launch quite soon, really, and it's about the Port St Mary, the history of Port St Mary, the last 150 years, and it's going to be around about in a month's time. The last scripts are, should we say, sent to the printer on Monday, so it's going to be very exciting, really.
And Pam, not the first book you've been involved with.
No, I'm not. Well, I've done a bit on Millennium Year. Cynthia Gelling in the middle of the road, stopping the Grenadier Guards. You can only imagine it in Port St Mary. Now, the book is brilliant, but it is wonderful. I mean, it just covers everything. Education, the sea. It is just an amazing book. It's going to be called Living with the Sea, and it's the history of Port St Mary for 100 years. That's pretty good stuff. I mean, I couldn't concentrate that long, as you both know.
I mean, where we're standing here, I mentioned that this is steeped in history, but if we walked out of this building and looked just down the promenade, of course, the Balqueen down there, and, the future of that looking hopeful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but of course, I would quite have been in favour of knocking this place down as well and having a beautiful new hall here with the wonderful architect design. The views out to that window where the stage is. If you put the stage at this end, could you imagine the wedding venue that would make? Anyway, these things happen. But I would have been in favour at the time, as people know, when the money was about to.
We probably won't say that too loudly. Pam.
No, I
not
don't
too
think
loudly
so.
now,
Don't
because lots of people use this.
No. Anyway, what I've got to talk about is
We'll come to that in
Lake
2 seconds. We'll just finish. I'm just intrigued because we just heard Stefan talking there. You clearly don't have a Port St Mary accent, Stefan. Where are you from?
I'm all the way from Port Erin.
That's definitely a Port St Mary
that will
accent.
explain everything, right?
Yes.
No, I'm half Swedish, half Danish in the genes.
How did you end up on the Isle of Man?
I came here for about 7-8 years ago, and I thought it was a very nice place. And then we thought, my wife and I, how about buying a house here? And then we sold our houses in Sweden, and then we came here. So I thought it was an excellent idea.
And how are you finding it so far?
Jindesak.
Hey,
Easy.
look at that.
Tamatigel Gilk.
Oh gosh, she's better than I am. Can I just ask as well then, so with regards to places like this village hall, which as we've discovered from doing these shows, very much an integral part of Isle of Man life and the community on the island, is there anything similar to this back home?
Yeah, they are. But I think this is kind of unique. I mean, you do have history, as you said. I mean, you never know if Pam is knocking it down, what will you find on the ground here? Probably an old church or something like that. And it's been used for many years. I mean, we started up our Russian heritage here for about 5 years ago, and then we have 5-year anniversary this week, really, on Monday. So.
And why did you want to get involved with Russian heritage?
I think it's important to be involved in the heritage and the language as well. When you're coming to a new country, I mean, wouldn't you learn Manx if you were staying here?
If you go to Sweden, both of you learned Swedish.
Well, you'd want to be part of the community,
Yes.
wouldn't you? And you want to feel that you're actually contributing, I guess, in some way.
That's right. You're contributing, and you. When you learn, I mean, if you go around and see all the place names here, they are in Manx.
Oh, yes,
I
Stefan's done some wonderful work on the place names, you know. In fact, that's a section of the book, isn't it?
It's a section of the book, and also we are making a new style of street name signs here that will be in this fall coming up.
Oh, unique. This is fascinating.
Yes.
It's very unique. The idea's been I found in Germany, in Hanover, and I will not tell you any more about it, but you will see in a few months' time.
So what are some of your favourite elements of this book, and also where can we get hold of it?
You will be able to come to a launch here in mid-October. And that's, should we say, where you can buy it, but you can buy it in most, should we say, bookstores on
It's
the
not
island.
published yet,
No.
Chris. It's not. It's just gone to the printers. So in a few months' time, hopefully before Christmas, it'll be available. And then I'll be knocking on the door. Please, can we come on the show to publicise it? Because actually, it really is a wonderful book about Portsomerry.
I will say that there's about 10 or 11 authors. So we're not, and each of us have done different chapters. Some have done the education and churches and street names and shops, etc., etc.
It's a collaboration.
Yes, it is.
And speaking of books, Pam, you are here to talk about Litfest because I
Yes.
believe the Poetry Slam is actually happening in this very hall.
Yes, exactly. Tuesday, the 24th of September, there's going to be a battle. I mean, that'll be nothing new in this hall, actually. They have people being married here, so you can imagine. Anyway, yes, there's going to be a poetry slam, and it's going to start at 8 o'clock. Mike Grist is going to be... Mark. Oh, thank you. You see, I'm just help for hire. The chap that's meant... The lovely John Quirk, who's meant to be here, has not got the time available today. So I said that I'd come along and help him out. Whether I've helped him out or not, I don't know. But as long as everyone knows, Tuesday, 24th of September, Battle of the Poets, Portsomerry Town Hall, 8 o'clock.
And do we know if people can just turn up and take part in this?
Oh, yes, just turn up. That'll be another battle. Just turn up. If they haven't planned it, it'll be even better. I'm sure you can. Yes, it's an open mic, so just come on in and tell us your poetry.
And you can find out all the information about that on manxlitfest.com. Stefan and Pam, thank you so much. It's always a joy to speak to you, Pam. Thank you for your time.
This is the Late Lunch Leftovers podcast, and I'm joined now by Dave Shaw. Now, Dave, you do the sound engineering down here, among many other things. We'll talk about your performance work in a moment, but we've heard about how professional this is as a venue. What's your experience?
Well, yeah, it's a very adaptable venue, really. Caters for all sorts. We do lots of bands, DCAC, Bunch of Skankers, Pigs on the Wing. In fact, I think it's the second biggest stand-up venue on the island now, second to the Villa.
And how did you get involved in doing sound engineering here?
By accident, really.
Always happens, doesn't it?
The chap that was doing it left, and I always had an interest in doing it. So I'd said to him previously, I wouldn't mind learning. And so, as he was going to Liverpool 2 days later, I stepped in.
Flippin' heck, learn quick, did you?
We had 2 long nights, yeah.
And what is the capacity of this room then?
If for a band, 200 standing.
Fantastic.
When it's packed with bands like Bunch of Skankers, that type of thing, it's a really good night in here.
It is rocking. I can imagine it must present certain technical challenges though because of the acoustics of a room like this. Do you have quite a lot to deal with in that respect?
The acoustics have improved immensely now that we've installed the curtains and things, and that's been in mind. At first it was really bad, and it's come on a lot in the last few years. As has all the equipment. There's been quite a lot of money put in, and it's good now. It's very adaptable.
It does look incredibly professional, and as I mentioned or referred to or hinted at maybe, you are no stranger to performing yourself. I think the last time you were on the programme with us actually, you were dressed as a rather well-known comic character.
Yeah, I do Stan Laurel as well, yeah. But Wayne's not with me, he does Ollie, and he does the talking normally, so...
Were you in Edinburgh this year?
No, we didn't go in the end, but we're going next year, and we're touring now the short play I wrote for Edinburgh around the island at the moment, starting soon.
Oh, fantastic. Well, you have to let us know the dates of that. But you're also involved, I understand, with Hog the Limelight as well. So performing is clearly in your blood.
Yeah, I got involved with Hogs about 4 years ago now and done various plays with them, so it's an interest, so yeah.
And are you a southern lad?
I am, Portsomerry, I live across the road.
Oh, really? Yeah. So, I mean, it's got a lot of charm about it, hasn't it, Portsomerry? And we keep hearing about the history, but the sense of community really does seem to be alive and well here.
Oh, it's fantastic, and especially at the cabaret party, because I'm roped into that as well, so I do the lights for them, and you've no choice with Joyce, I'm in it as well. So.
What are you playing this year? Or when they do Mother Goose?
I'm Mother Goose.
Oh, you Mother Goose? Oh, that's brilliant. Oh.
Apparently.
Have you seen your costume yet?
I've seen a video of it 14 years ago, and if it's that, I'm not very happy.
Oh, I hope they wash it.
It'll be too big for me as well.
Oh, Dave, thank you so much for
problem.
talking to us. And I mean, Christy, it has been a wonderful hour or so down here. We've had food. There are regular food events that happen here. And if it's anything like what we had for lunch, it will be absolutely amazing. But I mean, it's just such variety.
Oh, there really is. We've had music, we've talked about the cabaret, the kids' cabaret as well. As we said, elections happen in here. These village halls really are the centre and heart of the community. And if you did miss the programme itself this afternoon, you can, of course, go back and listen again if you go to the on-demand feature. And we will put the entire programme on as a podcast when we get back to the studio and have time to do it, I think. But also, I have, just so that you know, Beth, I've convinced Steph and Nell from Burn the Bears to do one more song for us. So we're going to video that and put that on our Facebook. We're going to stand outside in the sunshine and get them to do a little acoustic song for us. Exactly. So do go over to our Facebook page and check out the videos from today as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for downloading this podcast. We will be back again at a village hall near you very soon.